How did I feel? How did I feel? I don't know. Okay. What am I talking about? You should definitely watch this series on Disney Plus. Hey YouTube, welcome back to What You Watching. So this week's movie review is about Loki. And if you don't know, Loki is a TV series that is on Disney Plus. Disney Plus. Woo. So Loki is a series on Disney Plus, and season 1 came out in 2021. Then they just recently released season 2 this past October. So Loki is based on the Marvel comic book series where they use the same main character named Loki. Loki is brought to the TVA, and you're going to find out what that means if you watch the series. But he's brought to the TVA after trying to steal this item that is based in the Avengers Endgame. And so he's brought to the TVA and has to catch a dangerous variant of himself. And this is why I love Loki. Because if you don't know, I love everything sci-fi. And really anything with time, like playing on the concepts of time, I really love it. And so Loki does just that. Loki goes back and forth between dimensions of time, and he also goes back and forth within certain periods of time. So there's multiple dimensions within each time period, and then there's multiple time periods. So complex. That's why I love it. So if you like complex stuff that you like have to really follow along, but it's so interesting. Like, I love the way they did it, especially season 2. And then most of the time after season 1 does really big, does really good, then the season 2 is kind of like lowballing. But I just gotta give a hand clap to the producers, the writers, the directors. They did not shortchange season 2 by any means. It was so good, still so good, just like season 1. And so I think season 2 just brought it to a whole nother level. I love how they played on Loki's just physicality of the visual effects, having him like actually look like he's ripping through different time zones and different time periods. And so that was really cool to see. Like, the video effects department, oh my goodness, whole nother level. What did I like about season 1? Season 1 was really introducing you to Loki, and then it made the ending of season 1 made you kind of like, what? How did I feel at the end of season 1 watching Loki? How did I feel? How did I feel? I don't know. Okay. Season 1 of Loki connected you to his character and kind of like broke down who he is, why he's at the TVA, and his role within all the other characters that he plays. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but just his relationship to all the other characters. And so then at the end, by the end of season 1, you're left like, oh my gosh, like, the last episode was so dramatic, not dramatic. The last episode was so drastic that it was like, what is about to happen? And so I really love how the producers, writers, and directors had season 2 come off. That's when they made him just like that's when they made season 2 is when they made Loki on a whole nother level. Like, they took him really to a whole nother dimension. Like, I really have no other words to describe it. But they took him literally to a whole nother dimension, multiple dimensions. And then my favorite character besides Loki has to be Obi. Obi is my man. Like, I really love Obi. And I love Obi character connection with Loki. Like, the scenes Loki with Obi, so hilarious. I just really love playing with the concepts of time. Like, I really love it. And so, season 2 definitely did not disappoint. Watch it. Watch this series. You should definitely watch this series on Disney Plus. Especially if you love sci-fi. If you watch or are familiar with the Marvel comic book series, this is right up your alley. For real. It's based off of that Marvel comic book series, and they kept like I said, the main character's name, Loki. And at first I was like a little hesitant because I really don't like too much Marvel, like superhero stuff, but it's definitely not the superhero side. Like I said, the time aspect, dimension stuff really helped me like engage more into it. But season 2, I would say, might be my favorite. It might be, season 2 might be my favorite over season 1, because season 2 just brought more background of all the other characters. It brought the background of their real, let me not say real, but you got to see each character in the real timeline and in the TVA timeline. It's not the TVA timeline, but it's called something else. It's called another timeline. But it's multiple timelines. If you don't already get that, that's what I'm talking about. But it's multiple timelines. So you got to see each character in all their timelines, who they really was, and then who they are now. So it was really interesting to see that background. And then I love how Loki season 2 had like the overall theme of Loki becoming the best version of himself by accepting all the flaws and all the various variants and versions of himself. Like, he couldn't accept who he was really meant to be by the end, because the last episode is unbelievable. But the last episode really brings all the other season 1 and the rest of season 2 like all together. And so it helps you realize like Loki's true, I want to say power, but it helps you realize Loki's ultimate purpose, I guess. Loki's ultimate purpose of what he ended up having to become. And so he couldn't become that if he didn't accept all the versions of himself in the past. And like I said, season 1, he was introduced to us by stealing this item. So he was on a whole nother level, season 1. And then season 2, you got to see, like, that's what it is. I really think, like, we got to see this whole transformation of Loki. Like, from being at the TVA, from stealing and trying to be all about himself, to a full circle moment, to season 2 finale, and him. That was so beautiful. So overall, Loki series on Disney Plus, I would say, is worth the watch for sure. It's worth the watch. Based on my criteria, is for sure a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, highly recommend Loki series on Disney Plus. Every episode, every scene, unpredictable. Storyline, that storyline is so intriguing that I became hooked. And I don't become hooked too easily. So every scene, that storyline, that plot is so complex, it's definitely up here. Character connection, it did that. It did what it needed to do. It gave what it needs to have gave. Like I said, especially season 2, the characters portraying who they really was. They had to. If you please watch the making of Loki too, that's on Disney Plus too. But they had to do so many different scenes because since it's multiple timelines, they had to be multiple people with multiple different characteristics and of each character. So those actors, kudos to y'all. Kudos to those actors for sure. And the set makers who make each set, the costumes. Like, it's so much work that go into movies. Like, that's why I think I really love movies just overall, because seeing all the different pieces and parts that play into making a movie, and then we're watching the finished product, having it all come together, it's so beautiful. Like, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. But anyway, so every scene was unpredictable. The storyline intriguing, and that plot is complex. The character portrayal as well as the character connection, definitely there. And then A1 set, when I tell you the making of those scenes, you would think it was like, how did they do that? And so that's why I really love the making of the show on Disney Plus as well, because you got to see how the video effects team really put those scenes together, especially of him interchanging through dimensions. Like, that was so fascinating. But yeah, they had amazing video effects, visual effects, 3D lifelike models. OMG, like the 3D lifelike models, you will really think that they actually existed. Some of the scenes just look so real. They look so real. Amazing. So Loki series definitely gets a 10 out of 10 out of 33 for having unpredictable scenes, complex storyline, character connection and character portrayal, and then A1 said all around the board, visual effects, 3D models, the costume department, everything. It was everything, y'all. It was everything. But season 2 might be my favorite. So, but definitely check out season 1 first, because that's how you get connected to Loki. And then season 2, you're gonna get connected to everybody. At least I did. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. So what you're watching, if you haven't, go watch my first movie review on The Creator. I know, another sci-fi, but I told you in the intro that I love sci-fi, so it's gonna be a little biased. But I'm gonna put more than just sci-fi on here, so just stay tuned, keep watching, and my schedule for what you're watching, I'm gonna hope, please keep me accountable. I am trying, my goal is to record and upload a video once a week for y'all. That is my goal. Every Friday, I really want to drop a video on what you're watching. So you might get it every other Friday, but hopefully, we can get it going. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to speak that for 2024. I'm going to speak consistency over this channel, over all the things that I'm trying to do. Let me know if you watched Loki already down below and what you thought about it. Thanks for watching, watchers. What you watching? Drop down below what y'all been watching over this past week, the past month. Let me know. And so, yeah. Bye, guys.